My name is Alan, and you're probably in this video because you're trying to find a budget camera to use in your streams or in your video conference. But everything that you find in your budget range or something cheap looks absolutely terrible. But I think I got you covered in this one. This is a random action camera from Lazada, and it costs around $10. So let's take a look at it. Alright, let's talk about this camera. This is an action camera. Let's call it a random action camera. Why? Because on the store or anywhere else, you'll find this exact same camera with different brandings and different prints in front, but they're basically the same. And this one particularly cost around 589 pesos or $12, but you can probably get this around $10 or even $5. Now, why this one costs a little bit more expensive? Because it comes with all the stuff that you would need to like mount it in your bicycle or your motorcycle. But I think if you're just gonna use it for video conference and for streaming, then I guess you won't need those. So I'll drop more links down below and you can check this one out. But yeah, this action camera is only 1280p 30 fps, and this 4K in front of it is a lie because it is not 4K. Today we're gonna stack it against the C920. Most people use it. It's very cheap, I guess, for what it is. It costs around usually $50 to $80. $80 right now because of the price hike, you know, pandemic. But yeah, we're gonna stack it with this today, and we're gonna see how this one performs against the C920 from Logitech. So yeah, I guess I'll show you a little bit more about this action camera first though. So let's look at it. So let's see, this is the camera in close-up. As you can see, it says 4K Ultra HD. That is a lie. This is only 1280p 30 fps. I have tested it out. I checked it. I tried recording using the action camera itself, and it's only 1280p 30 fps. There's the lens, and these are the slots. You can plug in a micro SD. As you can see, very easy to remove. Let's remove it for now because we're gonna use it as a webcam anyway, right? And then you got the charging port, and you got this port. I don't know what port this is. Am I like dumb right now? But I think this is like a mini display port of some sort. I don't know, but this is the one that you're gonna use mainly. And of course, it comes with a USB cable out of the box, and this is where you put the battery. It comes with a battery, of course, and this light turns on when you turn it on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It is also Wi-Fi capable. If you guys want to use it or control it with your phone, there is an app for it. We're not going to talk about that in this video though, because we're going to focus on how well this is as a webcam. But of course, we want to turn it on first, right? Of course, you want to plug it in with the port that I've told you guys earlier, the USB port. There you go, micro USB port. It's going to turn on automatically once plugged in. Now, if you have it plugged into a computer, there's a other screen that is going to pop up, and I'm going to show that later on. But for now, let's look at the settings by pressing the mode once. Puts you in the camera mode, and then to the preview mode, and then one more. Should probably put you in the settings, and here we go in the settings. Let's just go and lower down the exposure so you guys can see the settings right here. As you can see, if you go into the resolution right here, it says up to 4K, but that is a lie, so I just set it into 1080p 30 fps. Whenever I do this one, the 2.7K, it looks cropped in the video for some reason, so we're not going to do that. So on the exposure, we have it on +00, but let's do this one instead. It's gonna add a little bit more exposure. On the motion detect, turn it off. On the cyclic record, we don't do anything about that. The wide dynamic range, you want to turn that on. And then scrolling down, record, image size, quality right here, or you can do normal. Let's just do normal. Sharpness, I kind of like it when everything is on strong. ISO, we just want to do that on 200, as bright as possible, because on the video it looks dark, but later on when we do some stuff with the OBS, it's gonna turn out better. Of course, white balance should be on automatic. But yeah, that's pretty much the action camera itself. As you can see, you can set up the Wi-Fi, date and time, and beep sound, but we're not going to mess with that, and just press the mode again behind it. So now we're just going to hop into the computer, and then let's see how this thing works. So now I have this thing plugged into a computer, and now if I plug it in on the action camera, this is what's going to pop up. It's going to ask you if you want to do it in a mass storage or if you just want to do it as a PC camera. Let's see if it's going to focus. There you go. And then you just put it as a PC camera. it's going to be noticed that it's now a video capture on your computer. So now let's hop into the computer and we're going to stack it against the C920. Alright, we're now in the part of the video we're actually going to see the quality difference between the C920 and the action camera. For reference though, this is the front camera of the iPhone 8 and this is what I used to vlog, you know, the start of the video. And I have the C920 on the top of this monitor, and above the C920 is the action camera. So they're almost in the same spot. So yeah, let's hop into OBS. Again, this is without any post-processing, without editing on both of the cameras, and we're gonna see them first the C920, and then I'm gonna move into the action camera and then side by side. So yeah, this is OBS 1080p 30 fps C920 right here in the 1080p canvas, and as you can see, this is how the motion blur looks like in this camera. This is again auto exposure, autofocus, nothing changed, no post-processing. And yeah, I don't know if it's gonna autofocus actually. Let's use this pen. It's too small, I think, to be autofocused, or I don't know if autofocus even works in this. But yeah, this is the C920 and it looks nice. The details, you can see enough sharpness, but of course if I'm gonna use this as my primary, as you know, I use this as my primary webcam, I'd probably add some color corrections as well as some post-processing, of course. But yeah, same lighting, same everything. This is the C920. Now let's move on into the action camera on a 1080p canvas. This is only 1280p 30 fps, and this is how it looks like. This is the action camera. It doesn't look bad, but of course it's washed out. It has a little bit of purple hue, but I've used this camera or this action camera for like a lot of times when I was just starting out streaming. For anyone who has like a crappy laptop webcam, I think this is gonna fit them a lot better. It has a wider field of view compared to the C920. As you can see, this is my arm stretching full to the right, and if I go back to the C920, as you can see, you can only see up to like, I don't know, here, you know, up to there, compared to this one where you can actually almost see my my arm right here. Yeah, this is the camera. Now you're probably wondering, why is it only like this on the canvas? Of course, I can upscale this and transform it to stretch into a 1080p. This is how it looks like. As you can see, this is how the motion blur looks like, and the reflection right here is not on the camera, but it is the C920, the top of the C920 kind of like showing into the lens of the camera. You guys have seen how they are stacked, right? But yeah, this is pretty much how they look like. This is the color. I really don't think this is super bad when you're just starting. You're probably gonna have this device to what? You're gonna have it this small when you're streaming, and that doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look bad at all. Of course, more lighting benefit this camera, or this action camera, of course, but it's not bad. So this is the two cameras side by side. The C920 is below and the action camera from Lazada is on top, and this is the motion blur of both of them. Again, wider field of view compared to the C920, and I don't know, of course the colors doesn't look as good. Of course they are both washed out, or I mean the action camera is washed out, and you know, you can fix that with a little bit of color correction and post-processing on your stream. Of course, you can do that with OBS on the color correction tab, but I'm not gonna dive into that in this video. Maybe I'll make a video about that though, who knows. So I guess it's time to sum up the video. Again, I think you cannot go wrong with the action camera. It's so cheap, $5 to $10 compared to like 50 to above. Of course, the C920 looks a lot better. It's a lot more detailed. The lighting, it's not washed out or whatever. The coloring is also nice, but I think with a little bit of color correction, you can fix the action camera's color, and that way it will look better. Of course, you can also post-process the C920 or any other camera out there, but I think again, for this price, it's so cheap. As you can see as well, the FOV is a lot more in the action camera because of course it's an action camera. Again, they're almost in the same exact place, so there's no cheating with this hand thingy. You can see my hands on the action camera, and on the C920 you can't. To a lot of people, the higher degree range of video is actually a plus. So I don't know, action camera maybe for you, but if you really want to get that professional look, I think more expensive camera options are out there. But again, for starting, those who just have their laptop webcams or some random crappy webcams that is like 480p, I think this camera would serve you a lot better. But yeah, I think it's time to end the video here. Of course, I'll put all the link down below if you wanna, you know, check out this camera. I'll try to find better options as well. I'll go end the video here. If you liked the video or if it did help you, make sure to give a thumbs up. Of course, share it with your friends who you think needs a little upgrade to, you know, their camera setup. And yeah, what more? Turn on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video, and of course hit that subscribe button because that really helps me as a content creator. And yeah, I'll go end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I would see you all in my next video. Goodbye. Yo, why is it so hot? It's actually really hot.